the community service of Honolulu Community College is extraordinary, and we're very, very grateful for the opportunity to be here. Today's agenda and the topics and speakers, of course, you can see is terrific. We have enormous talent on this island and in this state. We have an enormous background and foundation right here already when it comes to green jobs. This is not going to be virgin territory for many of you in this room and for the people of this state in terms of the expertise that's here. This is a packed agenda, but it's packed for a good reason. It's because there are so many people doing so many things already to involve ourselves in a productive way as we move towards green jobs. The goals then, obviously we want to meet the Hawaii Clean Energy Initiative. That's a 70% reduction in dependence on foreign oil by 2030. But we need to transform the way we work, and we need to transform literally our communities if we're going to even remotely have an opportunity to accomplish that. So the goals of this conference today are to capture the ideas and workforce partnerships and opportunities. This may be the first time that some of you had the chance to actually share with people face-to-face in 3 dimensions the kinds of things that you may have been dealing through emails and phone calls and et cetera, and a little bit of the abstract. So we want to get these workforce partnerships underway. We want to document the interest in pursuing relationships for either in current opportunities or those that might be in dealing with the American Recovery and Investment. I'm just going to call it the Recovery Act. It's ARRA is the acronym for it if you see it in various publications. And to identify the Recovery Act with existing funding sources to the degree they may exist in the city and county or in the state or in foundations, one kind or another, university context. Just very quickly, so that just to establish a context for everybody today, overall in the country, we believe that there can be a net increase of about 1.7 million jobs if we work the Recovery Act and the upcoming climate bill. There will be a climate bill, at least coming out of the House. I'm hoping that we're going to be able to work something to get it out of the Senate as well, because that can generate up to $150 billion. We need to do that. Now, the details and the context of that bill obviously need to be worked out and is being worked out as I'm speaking, and I'm hoping that can move. But if we can combine those, that's going to put serious federal dollars together with what we want to do locally. In Hawaii, we think utilizing the Recovery Act and what is presently proposed in the climate change bill is there could be about $620 million in investment revenue, investment possibilities here in Hawaii, depending on what the folks in this room can come up with in terms of where we put that into the local and state context. We think it'll generate as many as 7,000 jobs, even assuming a reduction in fossil fuel spending, equivalent to an increase in the clean energy investment. Even if we just did that, if the reduction in carbon-based fuel and simply an across-the-board exchange in investment of those funds in clean energy projects, we think it'll get 7,000 jobs. The working formula we have right now is that there's about 16.7 jobs for every $1 million in spending. Right now, fossil fuel expenditures right now generate only 5.3 jobs per $1 million in spending. So we think, and I'm going to finish with this, clean energy investment, that's the way I'm looking at it. I don't look at this as a subsidy or anything like that. These are investments because we're trying to make a change. I think about in my grandfather's day of the change from horse and buggies to the internal combustion engine. In some respects, we're better off than that today because the change over to green jobs, to energy independence, really is an extension of existing technology. It's not a bifurcated change the way moving from horses and buggies to internal combustion was. So the jobs then that are associated with it is not some kind of a futuristic Star Trek kind of operation. Wind farms, for example, need sheet metal workers and machinists and truck drivers. If you increase a building's energy efficiency, if we could do that just at the community college alone, you have to retrofit for roofers, insulators, building inspectors. And the mass transit system, again, regardless if you're talking about elevated or ground level or some various kinds of alternatives associated with mass transit systems, civil engineers, electricians, dispatchers, bus drivers, the whole panoply is there. So in a sense, what we're doing is taking, and that's why it's even more appropriate to be here at the community college today, taking what our education system is already doing, taking what the community college system is producing by way of its partnership with the building trades and other professions, and utilizing the existing resources that we have, human and otherwise, to take us into an economic future of green energy and green jobs. And with that, I thank you very, very much for your attention today, and certainly count on me and count on my office to aid and facilitate you in any way possible that we can. Aloha.